Welcome back to another episode of the Everygirl podcast. Today's episode is for the hot girl walkers, okay? Or even better, if you want to be a hot girl walker. I thought I would share with you my daily walking routine that makes me feel amazing, and also just some hacks for you to maximize your walks or hit your step count goal a lot more easily if you struggle to. And also, I want to talk about why you should be walking more. Even if you love to go to the gym or you're a Pilates girl, I get it. But walking, in my opinion, is the most powerful exercise in the entire world, period. If you could bottle up all the benefits and sell it as a supplement, it would be the most popular supplement in the world. Like walking is the closest thing that we have to a cure all. Walking does so much more than you probably think. Walking helps detoxify through lymphatic drainage. It is good for your heart health, your bone health, your muscular health. It is the most effective workout that I have ever seen for fat loss because you get in that really sweet spot of zone 2 cardio, but you're not spiking your cortisol like you do in other more intense workouts. It supports balanced hormones. Walking improves insulin sensitivity. It stabilizes blood sugar when you walk after meals. And also, when you walk after meals, it's boosting digestion and gut health by like literally getting things moving in your digestive tract. And when you walk outside, as most of us are doing, you are getting even more benefits. You know, that sunlight exposure for vitamin D, you're getting circadian rhythm regulation and a serotonin boost that will instantly lift your mood and energy. Walking outside can also help you sleep better at night. And that's if you walk any time of day. It's like the most underrated sleep hack ever because your body can basically tell time and it knows when it needs to be asleep based on the rays from the sun. So if you go for your walk in the morning, those blue light rays from the sun at that time of day will tell the body to begin melatonin production in about 12 hours from then. Or if you go for a walk after dinner, the orange hues from the sunset stimulate to the body to begin producing melatonin. How cool is that? That literally, whenever you're walking any time of day, it can help you sleep better that night. And for the longest time, we think of exercise like you go to a gym, you go to a workout studio. And again, I go to gyms and workout studios every day. I love my like uninterrupted time to like work my muscles, focus, push my body. Like we love that, not yucking your yum. But it is interesting to think of like that's what we thought of for so long as the end all be all form of fitness and exercise. But it's missing such a crucial benefit that we can get from taking our movement outside. Instead we're under overhead lighting at the gym. That's a very different experience for our bodies than being outside, which is where we're meant to move. And then another benefit of walking, and this is a super big one, walking lowers cortisol. So unlike high intensity workouts that will keep your body in fight or flight mode, walking literally tells your nervous system, you're safe. We are all overstimulated, overscheduled, overcaffeinated. Walking is a daily reset button that will bring your body back into balance. It's also scientifically proven to increase creativity and focus. A Stanford study found that people were up to 60% more creative after just a short walk. So, walking will also make you better at your job. And then there's the longevity aspect of it all. One Harvard study found that people who walk regularly can live years longer than those who don't. This is why you see in the blue zones, the longest living populations in the world, over and over again. Every population has some foundation of like consistent daily walking in their routines. So, walking is cell rejuvenating, it's stress reducing, it's mood boosting, it's amazing for fat loss, lymphatic drainage, all for free. And it's actually enjoyable and easy. And I beg you to ask yourself, why are we spending thousands of dollars a year on gym memberships and these expensive, fancy workout studios? Why are we killing ourselves and draining our bodies when we have this easy, enjoyable, free workout that is the best thing for us? Again, I'm not saying totally quit your gym membership if you love your workouts or your workout studio classes or whatever it is. Again, I go to workout class most days of the week. My point instead, I think that they can go really well together. We can both be prioritizing walking and strength training or whatever your favorite form of exercise is. My point instead is that I want you to rethink what you've been sold about what fitness should look like. Okay. I think done are the days where we are being marketed, in order to be super fit, you have to spend all this money on the coolest, fanciest, most exclusive new workout studio. That's fine if that's the thing you want to do. But also, walking, something that is enjoyable that people cannot make money off of you for, is actually the best workout in the world. So, I think we've been, not to be dramatic, but like a little bit brainwashed to think that we need to spend all this money and all of the resources to be healthy are outside of us, and that we have to be pushing ourselves so intensely in order to be fit, when all of the research in the world points to this very enjoyable, relaxing, free form of exercise that we all have access to. I am really big on the fact that there's no such thing as one size fits all in wellness, and that every body is different and needs different things. But walking really is one of the very few things that I can confidently say, like, if most of us just walk more, our lives, our health, our bodies would dramatically improve. So, to help you reap all of these incredible benefits, I'm going to walk you through, pun intended, my daily walking routine, how I fit in steps even during busy days, and some more hacks and trends to optimize your walks. First of all, I find that walking is more of like a mindset than a to do list item. Like, you will get in as many steps as you need if walking is just your default. Walking is like the default as just part of my life. Whenever I'm going somewhere, whether it's a workout studio or a coffee shop or running an errand, I choose a place when I can that I can walk to over somewhere that I have to drive to. I take the stairs in my building instead of the elevator. I'll pace around my office while I'm on calls. I will just, as a default, always park in a further spot. It's just using walking as the default. It's just fitting into your life effortlessly. So, that is, I think, the most important piece of it. Some parts of my daily routine. So, I basically have like two main walks daily, I would say, morning and afternoon. Morning, first thing, getting a little short walk in is super crucial. I think it can be so beneficial, especially getting into this time of year when it's cold and we spend less time outside. And if you have, some symptoms of seasonal affective disorder and things like that, getting a little bit of sunlight and movement first thing in the morning, even if it's, very cloudy and it's not a lot of sunlight, it will still improve your mood and energy all day. I have less time in the mornings because I start work pretty early. So I just walk my dog down the block and back. Even just like a 5-minute walk can do wonders for your mood and energy again for the rest of the day. And then after lunch, I want to say most days, I will take my dog on a walk or take myself on a walk. Sometimes it's 40 minutes, other times it's 15, 20 minutes, but it's great after lunch to improve energy and reduce the afternoon energy dip. So, especially if you're someone that kind of like, you hit that point in the afternoon where you're like, I need my next coffee. I'm tired. I'm not focused. I'm not motivated. Having a walk after lunch, I swear, will do wonders for you. Also, walking after eating lunch can be super helpful in helping glucose levels and digestion. So, just another bonus of why you should try to fit in a walk after your lunch. Even if it's like you have a short lunch break at work and it's going for like a quick 5-10 minute walk around the office, or you're going maybe walking for your afternoon coffee if you need that. And that's just like a little way to get in some movement in the afternoon. I swear, since I started doing a quick walk after lunch, I have not had one afternoon slump. Not to brag, but I say this all the time. A walk outside works better than coffee to energize you. And then about 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more, especially like during my period, going for a walk is my workout. So I will go for a longer walk, like 45 minutes or 60 minutes. Sometimes I will wear my bala bangles, either on my wrist or on my ankles. during the time that I normally will reserve for a workout class. So this is not like I'm not fitting in a 60-minute walk in addition to a workout. This is my workout. And this was a huge change for me because I was really a daily workout class girly. Like I would be paying those unlimited memberships and would be running late to every class, stressed out in order to fit into my schedule. And like I said, I still love workout classes, but now for a few times a week, going on a walk is my workout. It is my priority. It is better for my body. I can fit it in at any time. I don't have to be stressed about running late. And my body just feels so much better because I'm not draining it every single day. And then in addition to those daily, weekly practices, like I said, I just walk everywhere I possibly can. Like talking about workout classes, I will, as much as possible, choose workout classes that I can walk to. Or if I want a coffee, I will always walk to it. If I'm going out to dinner, I will try to pick somewhere in walking distance and sometimes a further walking distance, even if that means Ubering back home afterwards. But I do love going on a little walk after eating. It helps digestion so much. Like, even if I have a big plate of pasta and a dessert and 2 glasses of wine, I mean, more likely 3, if I'm being honest, walking home or even going for a little walk after helps your body avoid that like sluggish feeling that we inevitably get after having like a rich or heavy meal. So I love walking after eating. There's a area of West Hollywood that it's probably like a 40-minute walk, especially in the summer. My fiance and I love to do this where we will walk. There's kind of like a bar in between. So we're planning on like walking to dinner, but we stop halfway at a bar for a drink. And it's just like a fun way to get in that exercise. And like, even if that means, it's later, it's dark out, we don't really want to make that 40-minute walk back and we Uber, but it's just so enjoyable to get that in instead of driving there and driving back. And then another thing that I add kind of on a daily basis, now that the weather is getting colder and I'm moving less, but also getting closer to my wedding and wanting to feel as great as possible and prioritize my body and my well-being as much as possible, I am incorporating a 50-minute treadmill walk daily, either while working on my desk or if I don't get to it until later in the evening, just like a walk at a gentle pace in my pajamas while watching TV at night. I have had my under the desk treadmill for a few years, and it really is the one purchase that I feel like is 100% worth it. If I have those days where I quite literally there's nothing else I can do to fit in movement, like you guys know that I say often, stop saying I don't have time for it's not my priority too. So if I find myself on a day saying I don't have time to work out, I just have to know there are some days where it is not going to be my priority to work out. I have so many other more pressing things that have to be a priority for me that I'm making a priority because I have to get these things done or there's a tighter deadline. That happens. So there are days where I do not make a full workout or going for a walk outside my priority. And that's okay because I know on a regular basis, my body, how I feel in my body, fitting in movement is a priority for me. So on those days where it's not, it's okay. No need to panic. But that's what I would use the under the desk treadmill for is like if I cannot get away from my desk, easy way to fit in some movement and a walk to make my body feel good, to keep up my energy while I'm on calls, while I'm answering emails, whatever. But now, again, especially because the weather is changing, wanting to feel even better, kind of getting in more steps, I just know that my body feels the best like, I feel energized, I feel clear, my digestion feels better. I go through less glucose spikes when I'm moving my body consistently, when I'm walking more. So, I'm adding in an additional 50-minute walk, even again, if that means during work or at night while watching TV, even if I'm in my pajamas. I say this all the time. In order to actually make anything a habit for you, you have to make the barrier to entry as low as possible. Hold on, Louis wanted on my lap. If you're watching on YouTube, you're so welcome. He's so cute. Okay, what was I saying? So, we have to make your barrier to entry as low as possible. So, a lot of times when people have their treadmill that they can move around their apartment or home or whatever, we think of it like, okay, I'm going to be in my workout clothes, put on my sneakers, and then I'll walk. Even that, it sounds so simple, but this is psychology. Even the concept of I have to change clothes and I have to put on a certain kind of shoe is enough to almost like get your mind to trick you not to do something. So, what I do a lot is if I'm like, okay, I want to fit in walking on the treadmill, even if it's while watching TV, whatever it is, I will do it in my pajamas. I will do it in my socks. I will do it barefoot. Like, you actually don't need to change your clothes in order to walk on your treadmill. You can do it in your pajamas. So that's kind of my routine. If you want to build your own walking routine, first of all, do not feel the need to get into all of the like tracking 10,000 steps or doing 3 walks a day. Like the most powerful thing you could do is what I said earlier of think of walking as a default. How can you just fit it into your life and your already existing schedule instead of adding in new routines? So again, it's just like where can you walk to? Can you fit in a 5-minute walk in the morning while you want to listen to your podcast anyway? Can you pick the restaurant that's walking distance instead of having to drive? If you're living in a city and you take the bus or the train, can you go to the further train station in order just to get your body moving a little bit more? Can you park in a further parking spot? Like there are so many different ways to just think of walking as a default instead of a habit that you have to add into your already very busy life. And then on top of that, start with what's realistic and doable for you. Like, what could you actually see yourself doing today? What do you believe you're able to do today? Is it going on a 5-minute walk in the morning? Is it a 10-minute walk after work? Is it putting out your treadmill in your pajamas, walking for a little bit while you watch your show? Great. That is where we're starting. Okay. I don't want you to get into like, I have to hit 10,000 steps or I have to do 3 30-minute walks a day or whatever it is. Start with whatever feels actually believably doable for you to do today, in your busy day, whatever you have going on. You're already in the middle of your day. What is believable for you to get done today? Start there. And remember that the benefits come with consistency, not intensity. So if it's 5 minutes, amazing. If it's a very slow walk at like 2 miles per hour on your treadmill while you're in your pajamas and it's 8 p.m., amazing. That matters because you're getting these benefits from the consistency of doing it regularly, not the intensity. If you live somewhere where it's going to be freezing pretty soon or there's not a lot to walk to in your area, it's not super walkable, getting an under the desk treadmill or a foldable treadmill is 100% worth it in my opinion. Like you can easily walk while you watch TV or read your book. I know a lot of people who are like huge readers and they have like 45 minutes of time every single evening where they're like, this is my reading time uninterrupted. And they will walk while they read to also be getting in a little more movement as long as it doesn't make you kind of like seasick or car sick or I don't know. What kind of sick is that? Treadmill sick? I don't know. Honestly, a walking treadmill is amazing. It helps you fit walking into your life so seamlessly. But also, I really do love a cold walk. Back when I lived in Chicago, I used to walk to our office. That was like a 40-minute walk. I would bundle up, I would have a warm coffee with me. And eventually, like, you do get warm from moving, like that feeling. Ugh, this is like so childhood coded where you're like freezing, but then somehow inside, like near your warm sweater and coat and everything, you like start to sweat a little bit because that area gets hot. That is so niche and so weird. Such a childhood memory. But I do love that feeling where you're like cold, but then your body starts to heat up. Do you know what I mean? So don't be turned off about going on walks just because you're not in your sports bra and bike shorts like you are in the summer and the sun is shining and it feels nice outside. Like cold walks can honestly be the move too. Another tip, you can go on a walking date with a friend. If it's freezing, seriously, take a friend, go to an indoor mall or a museum and just walk around chatting. Like there are so many opportunities to walk. A coffee walk is one of my favorite things, especially this time of year where it starts being fall. And you know how like normally you would maybe like catch up with a friend over coffee at the coffee shop or you would grab a drink or whatever. Oh my god, it's such a great time of year to be like, "Let's go grab a coffee and walk around." It's so fun. You see the foliage, you romanticizing your life, and you're getting in your steps, which feels amazing. But I need to stress this for the thousandth time. Please do not drive yourself crazy and get obsessive about it. Like, okay, fine, track it if it gives you insight on like how little you're actually walking and it helps motivate you. But I have a really bad relationship with fitness trackers. I was going to say love-hate relationship, but not even, just hate. Because of the people who are staring at their fitness tracker, pacing around their room at 10 p.m. at night, just trying to hit the 10,000 steps so that you get a crown or a ding or whatever it is you get. Like, that is not doing anything for you, but making you more stressed. And that's when it becomes focused on external validation rather than actually listening to what your body needs. Like, your body does not know the difference between walking 9,345 steps and 10,000. Okay. Your body doesn't know the difference. It's also not like you win some magical award once you hit the 10,000 step a day mark, because for some people, a lot less is better. For some people, a lot more is actually what makes their body feel good. So, like, the numbers of it all, I just feel like that's more ways to not listen to our own bodies. That's more method for external validation. Not to yuck your yum if you love fitness trackers to like motivate you. I understand it. But I don't want you to get so caught up in it. You know, your body needs different things every day. When I'm on my period, I probably get, I don't know, 2,000 steps a day. Like, and that's fine. That is what is best for my body. If I was sitting there pacing around my room trying to get to 10,000 steps in a day just so my or a ring or my Fitbit gives me a crown or a good job, Josie, it wouldn't be good for my body. So, the best advice I could ever give you about walking is just to think of it as a default in your life, fit it into the routine you already have. Just thinking of whenever you can walk more to live less sedentarily, that's all you need, guys. That's it. Now, let's talk about some of the micro wellness trends that I love if you are already a walking pro and you want to optimize your walks to get more benefits. The first tip, adding weight to your walks. There are two main ways I like to do this. So, either rucking, which is walking with a little bit of weight in a backpack or a weighted vest, or using ankle or wrist weights. I love my bala bangles and I wear them every day. I will wear my bala bangles on my wrists when I'm cooking, when I'm getting ready. That gives your muscles like a good little strength training without you even thinking about it, without trying. So, both of these methods of weighted walks are just giving you like a subtle strength boost while you're walking. And the very best part is, like I said, it just feels natural. You are still getting all of the mental and emotional benefits of a walk. It just happens to strengthen your muscles a little more just while you're at it. Even adding a few extra pounds increases your heart rate and engages your muscles, especially your legs, glutes, and core, without adding stress to your joints. Studies show that it can burn up to 3 times more calories than walking unweighted, and it helps with bone density, posture, and endurance. You guys know I'm such a sucker for posture. That is my latest obsession. You're basically turning a simple walk into a low impact, full body workout. If you want to try weighted walks, my one recommendation is to start light. Like, I think 5 pounds in ankle weights or wrist weights is way too much. Like, 1 pound is good enough, especially start there. If you're doing a backpack or if you're doing a weighted vest, start 10 pounds, maybe at the most, even like try 5 pounds. Just like start lighter than you think to avoid any possible injuries. A filled water bottle, that can count as a weighted walk. A couple books in your backpack, like throwback, perfect place to start. Okay, these count as weighted walks. That's all you need. The goal isn't to make it like super hard and draining. It's just to give your muscles a subtle engagement a little bit more while you're doing your walk anyway. Another micro trend that has really taken off is something called the 666 walking routine. This is especially great if you're more of a daily routine kind of girl. We posted about this on the Everygirl a few months ago. People loved it. It's a routine that has been trending all over TikTok. I also realize 666 is the devil number. I did not make up this routine, okay? But tis the season. Basically, what the 666 walking routine is it involves walking for 60 minutes a day, either at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., with a 6-minute warm up and a 6-minute cool down built in. The idea behind this routine is to make walking part of your daily rhythm in these super easy time frames, either before or after work, while giving your body time to ease into and out of the effort. Ideally, walk at a consistent time. So, like every single day at this time, I'm going for a walk. It is really helpful to build it as a habit. And the 666, like all these other factors, includes components like warm up and cool down to reduce stiffness, help prevent injury, promote recovery, which is what people often skip, especially with a walk. You feel like you don't really need a warm up or cool down. The time commitment of this routine, 60 minutes, also provides a stronger cardiovascular and mental health benefit than shorter, more sporadic walks. By moving at a steady pace for a full hour, you build endurance and leg strength, and gradually and safely, without risk of overdoing it, really, you can lower your resting heart rate and blood pressure over time. Walking for an hour, again, especially after meals, helps muscles use glucose more efficiently. Multiple studies also show that post meal walking lowers blood sugar spikes by up to 22%. So, doing your 6 p.m. walk after dinner can be such a game changer for digestion and hormone balance. As for why the timing matters, again, it's about a set time every day that is most convenient for you. And walking, especially in the early morning or in the evening, helps regulate your circadian rhythm. Like I talked about before, morning walks expose you to natural light, which can support better sleep at night. Evening walks help lower stress from the day. So that's why 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. can actually be so beneficial. But it really, again, just depends on your schedule and when you're more likely to fit it in. Next micro trend, I guess, I don't even know these are like micro trends. That's what I'm calling it. But the next one I want to talk about is Japanese walking. The method, commonly called Japanese walking, is more accurately known in more scientific terms as interval walking training. And it was developed by researchers in Japan, which is where the name comes from of Japanese walking. And the group of researchers did a study in 2007 where they grouped participants, mostly middle aged to older adults, into a few different branches. Okay. There was continuous, moderate walking, interval walking, so like fast, slow, alternations, and a control group, which was no walking. What they found from this study was that the interval walking group, so the alternating fast and slow, showed greater improvements in aerobic capacity, strength, and reductions in blood pressure compared to those doing moderate steady walking. So basically, in the exact same amount of time, people that were interval walking had better results than people who were steady walking. Over the years, multiple follow up studies have reinforced these findings. More recent research on interval walking training has shown benefits of glycemic control, reducing risk factors for lifestyle related diseases, and preserving fitness as people age. The trend now is blowing up on TikTok because of its simplicity and also because it's kind of like you can reap the benefits of a longer walk, walking in just 30 minutes. And like, who doesn't want to save time? So, how do you do it? You are just alternating between 5 total sets of 3 minutes of fast walking, which is about 70% of your peak aerobic capacity, and 3 minutes of slow walking, which is about 40% of your peak aerobic capacity, which will then total 30 minutes. So, you're just switching 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. How do you know if you're going at the right tempo for you? Use the talk test. So, for your faster interval speed, your heart rate should be elevated to a point where you could really only say a few words at a time. Like, it really is not comfortable to keep a full conversation going. So, for example, like if you're on a treadmill, that might look like alternating 3 minutes of speed walking at 4.0, alternating with 3 minutes walking on 2.5 miles per hour, where like your heart rate's not going fast. You can easily keep up a conversation. When you're switching your step pace, you keep your body guessing and you challenge it just enough to trigger metabolic change. Interval walking increases the intensity of getting your steps in, raising your heart rate, engaging more muscles, and may help you burn more fat than walking at a steady speed for the exact same amount of time. Micro trend number 4 is to turn your walks into a manifestation tool. So, walking is actually a very powerful time besides just the physical effect on your body. It's actually amazing for like your brain state. Okay. Walking gets your body into this like beautiful rhythmic flow state. Your nervous system calms down, your energy shifts, your brain moves into alpha wave patterns, which are the same brain waves you enter during meditation. So, walking is basically a moving meditation already. So, when your body is in that flow, it is the perfect time to reprogram your subconscious mind. So, I love to use my walks as a manifestation ritual. Sometimes that means just putting on my main character playlist, that playlist where every single song makes me feel like unstoppable and magnetic, like I'm just like walking through my own movie montage and I just like really get into that main character energy. Kind of like that music where a song comes on and you're just like, oh, I am the moment. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of songs that is the energy that you want to be in while you walk. When you're moving your body as the version of you that you want to become, you start embodying her. So that's what you're trying to emulate with this manifestation walk. Other times, I actually do a manifestation meditation during my walks. Dr. Joe Dispenza has some incredible walking meditations that are designed to help you physically embody a totally different state of being. They're so powerful. It's kind of like you're walking as if your manifestations have already come true. It's so powerful. Or I also love the activations on the Mimi Bouchard's activation app. So many great walking activations as well there. Another like fun little way to romanticize it, if I am like really leaning into that, is I walk around and look at houses that I love. You can get in your car and drive to a different neighborhood if you love the area or whatever it is, like, you can take yourself into a different neighborhood and walk around in that neighborhood if you want. It's, like, one of my favorite things to do. Where I live in West Hollywood, obviously, we live in an apartment building, which we love for now, but streets over, there are, like, the most gorgeous, huge houses. I actually recorded a TikTok showing these are the houses that I will just go on my daily walks while I'm manifesting and look at these houses and envision what it feels like to live in these houses, to be that kind of person. It just is, like, such a fun way to romanticize your walks, get into that manifestation that I think really makes a big difference. So instead of thinking of your walk as just a workout or just a form of movement, you can think of it as like this powerful way to shift your entire energy to manifest your dreams. A walk is kind of like your moving vision board. Every step that you're taking is actively bringing in the version of you that already has what you're manifesting. Even if you're not into meditation, just setting an intention at the start of your walk, something like, I am walking to clear my energy, or I'm walking to feel what it's like to be my highest self, or I am walking to improve my energy. It changes the vibe completely of your walk. It becomes this like sacred time for you to ground, to expand, to reconnect, to energize. Like you will get the outcome at the end of your walk that you're looking for when you go in setting a specific intention. How much better would going for a walk feel if instead of walking to hit some step count on your fitness tracker, you instead were walking to tap into your future self or a powerful new energy? Like, let's have that goal instead of our 10,000 step goal. So that's it. My walking routine, some of the micro trends I've been loving, and the ways that I've turned something as simple as walking into one of the most grounding, energizing, and healing rituals in my entire life. What I love most about walking is that it reminds me how powerful the very simple things are, and that true wellness is actually free and easy and intuitive. We are so conditioned to think that transformation has to look and feel really intense. New workout plans, complicated wellness routines, expensive gym memberships. But walking is proof that change doesn't have to be dramatic or expensive to be effective. You do not need fancy supplements or gym membership or the perfect routine. You just need to quite literally put one foot in front of the other. And I think that there's a bigger metaphor here. You guys know I love me a metaphor. It's the same for any healing, for growth, for becoming the best version of yourself. You don't have to sprint, you just have to keep walking. I'm sorry, I had to end on a cheesy metaphor. My inner little cheesy brain just needed me to say it, okay? So here's your homework. Take one walk today with intention, whatever that intention means. Pick one micro trend from this episode that you want to try this week, whether it's the 666 routine, a weighted walk, your own main character playlist while you're walking. And then, most importantly, remember that you are not walking for punishment or to hit a step count or to earn food or something. You are walking because it offers immediate benefits that make your body feel instantly better. If you were listening to this episode while you walk, I have to know. Let me know in the Apple reviews or Spotify comments if you listen to this on a hot girl walk. You will get bonus points from me. I mean, how fun to listen to a podcast about walking while you're walking. Thank you for spending that walk with me. Or if you're not walking at the moment, I love you too. Thank you for listening to me on your commute while you're folding laundry. Wherever you're listening to this right now, it means the world to me that you chose to put this episode on. If you try any of these routines, tag me on Instagram so I can see your walking era in action and what tips you like. Now, girls, go move your body, and I will see you next week on the Everygirl podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I sure did. Please do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It really makes a huge difference for our show so we can keep growing and bringing the content that you love. If you want more info, you can find us at the Everygirl Podcast on Instagram or at theeverygirlpodcast.com. Talk to you next week.